Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look into one of my favorite decks, the Alphamon Black deck, one of my favorite Digimons, and it has amazing skills, amazing support, and I'm quite happy with the support that has been received in this booster set. So let's get into the deck list. First, for our level 2s, our eggs, we play 4 of this Pagumon. So the new Pagumon effect for black is when this Digimon is deleted, or this card's in the source, I reveal the top card of the deck, and if it's a black Digimon, I get to add it into my hand. So basically, it's a free plus if it dies, and because a lot of stuff in this meta right now is more on retiring, so it's really good card, and it's just a free plus overall for black, which is really good. The second egg we play is one of this Kurimon, the one from the the trial deck. So what does this do is, if a Digimon has blocker, it gains 1000 during my turn. So because this deck is, we have certain cards that give blocker and a lot of cards with blocker, so it's really good. It gives the power up consistently compared to playing the old Kurimon, which if you have reboot, it gets 1k. Next, moving on to our level 3s, we play 3 of the BT2 Toy Agumon, which is just a simple skill. If it's in the source, it gets reboot. It's still a really good card, really good skill. Overall, basically what it means is, for example, your Digimon attacks, if it's a source, after attack, if it lives, opponent's turn, then their active phase, we can also active, so they can't be targeted anymore. Just reboot is just a really good skill, and it's just a must play in my opinion. Next, we move on to the other level 3, which is this 4 of these Kurimon. So this Kurimon's effect is when it is revealed in the during a security check, after the battle, I can de-digivolve one of my opponent's Digimon. So why is this card really important right now? Because in the meta right now, it's Jasmine, Gabumon, and Crusadermon, like certain cards that allow them to reactive themselves during the battle phase, so they can do another attack. So basically, like say Jasmine attacks, then he has that Savior Hackmon in the source that can refresh him. So reveal this Hackmon. After Hackmon Jasmine does not die, but he gets the Digivolve, so he loses his effect to call another Systemon and get piercing and so forth. And Gabumon is like simple, like they call Bond of Friendship out, same thing, we Digivolve them, and then their attacks just stop instantly, or like they can't restand or do like the ancient Garurumon and so forth combo plays. Then we play 3 of the booster, the trial deck Toy Agumon. So why we play 3 of this is because its effect is, in the source, if my opponent has not attacked at all, I get to draw 1 card. So basically, because black is more of a blocker defense attack, so opponents are sometimes fearful to attack because say we can block them, they'll die. So because of that, if they do not attack, we get to draw 1. It's really good, just a plus in general. Then we play 3 vanilla, 2 cost vanilla, just simple. We just need to play them down, like starting turn, we just need to step them down. We can just digivolve, like because opponents will maybe give you 1 cost, they can just play this down, give them back to 1. So just like control their memory. It's just overall, I think two cost level 3s are like a must play, but not so many as last time compared to, so I'm just running 3 now. Moving on to our level 4s, we play 4 of the trial deck Tyrannomon. It's just a 1 cost blocker overall. Every deck I think they are playing this now. It's just good, 1 cost to Digivolve, and can still attack, but you have to -2 memory, so overall it's a good card. Then this is what will surprise people, I think. I played 4 of the Numemon instead of the Tankmon because I just like that low cost to play down. Like say you're stuck and you just want to play a card down, I'll just play Numemon down. I can Digivolve the next turn or so forth. And because like if I play Tankmon, he's a 6 cost and that's giving my opponent a lot of memory. And my style, I like to control my opponent's memory, or at least play cheap cards for cheap. Although his power is weaker, but I think it's overall a good card. Next, we play 3 of the Shademon. So why play Shademons? Because Shademon's effect is when he's revealed in the security, he can come into play immediately. So he's a security Digimon. Plus he's also a blocker. So imagine like you have like your last security, your opponent has 2 attacks. Imagine the last card, oh it's Shademon. He comes out, play, then you can stop the last attack, or they'll probably just want to attack. Or imagine your opponent like has 2 attacks, they want to rush you out, call Shademon out, come out, and you can just stop the attack. So it's just an emergency card. It's like if you're in a bind or whatever, just he pluses the board out and he gives you extra defense, which I think is really good for a black deck. Moving on to the level 5, we play 3 Digimon because his effect is in the source. You give the Digimon blocker, so basically like all the level 6 such as Alphamon, Gankoomon and so forth, they will be able to get blocker, which is really good because now they have level 6, they are big blockers. And overall, like you can call it out from Zord's effect or somewhat, then you can just plus it out, call it out for free with Zord, Digivolve, burn stuff or plus stuff or whatever, then you have a big blocker on board, which is really good. Next we play 3 Mozaimon because it's just 2 cost vanilla, 2 cost to Digivolve vanilla, 5 cost to play down, it's really cheap, really good. And because in the meta right now it's basically control, so you can control your opponent's cost, and you can play down for cheap. Overall just a really good card. Then lastly, for our last level 5, we play 2 Volcanomon. Why I play him is because his effect is when he's in the source, if my opponent has an active Digimon, I get security +1. It's really good because you can just keep pushing the security with the big guys such as Gankoomon or Alphamon, which is plus power easily. Plus also he's a 6 cost to play down, and I really like to play cheap just in case emergencies you do not have. It's going to kind of play out. So overall, really good. Okay. Next we move on to the main card of the deck, Star. Play 3 Alphamon, one of my favorite cards. So Alphamon's effect, first effect is in the security when he's revealed, I can add it to my hand. Then if there is either any Royal Knights on the board in either player's board, I can choose up to 12 of my opponent's Digimon and they cannot attack the player for the rest of the turn. They can attack the Digimon, but like I said, because this deck has a lot of like Agumon gives reboot, so they probably won't be able to attack. So basically stops your opponent attack. Really good card. It pluses your hand, like say if you don't even have a level 6, suddenly he appears out of security, just it comes to hand, really good. His second effect is when he attacks, you can pay up to 5 memory, and for each memory you pay, you get 1000 power. So basically you can say if like opponent has an annoying Digimon on board, say it's like on Omegamon, he's 15k, attack, pay 5 memory, he's 16k, he kills the Omegamon. Then his third skill is after the battle, if he survives it, he plus 2 memory. So you can, by doing this attacks at the -5 and +2, you can control how much memory you're going to give to your opponent, or you can like manage your cost to mix your next plays, which is overall is a really good card. Why do we only play 3 is because in the security, if he appears, he adds to hand, and we don't really want to clog the deck with so much level 6 because we need the slots for other stuff as well, like the level 5, the level 4. We need to just make a more balanced deck, consistency deck. Next we play 2 of one of the MVPs also, Gankoomon. So what does Gankoomon do is when you're Digivolved, I can kill all of my opponent's Digimon with the lowest cost. So example would be if he has, let's say, let's just use this Alphamon example. I Digivolve him for Volcanomon. Since my opponent's Digimon is only Alphamon, it dies. But say if my opponent has 2 Digimons, I'll have to kill the lowest one only. So that will give my opponent a thought in mind, like they can't just simply put one Digimon down, because why? There's always the risk of Gankoomon killing it. Then his second skill is when during my turn, if my opponent has an active Digimon, he plus 1 security. So with Volcanomon and him together, it'll be 3 security. Then lastly, we play 2 Craniamon. So why do we play Craniamon is because 1, his effect is blocker. The second is all Digimon with blockers cannot be destroyed by Montun's card effect, and this matters like a lot of things that burn. Like now is in the meta is probably 3 Musketeers. So 3 Musketeers have the effects that kill all of your opponents, like Digimon level 6 below, kill all the 8 costs below. So with this, your blocker Digimons won't be destroyed. And also he is a Raw Knight, so he works really well with Alphamon to stop my opponent attack. If I manage to get him on board, he can be hard played down, so it's really hard to get rid of him as well. Then lastly, we play 3 Omegamon Zord. So why do we play 3 Omegamon Zord? Is because his effect, build 3 to call 2 8 cost or below black or purple Digimon. So unlike purple, which swarms, they have the ability to swarm the board easily, black does not have that advantage. So what will happen normally would be, example, you have your Alphamon, just call the sword down, you mill, do what you have to do, call 2 level 5 from your trash, or you might call a blocker depending on the scenario. Then next turn, you go into your turn, you attack, burn, if he lives, burn a 12 cost below, and you can just Digiball back into the Alphamon here, or you can go into a Gankoomon, and then you like say, because you have Megidramon the source, the Gankoomon will have blocker, and he's 12k, he kills something out. So this is like just one of the combos you can do with the deck. Then moving on to our Tamers, we play 2 Taikamiya. So Taikamiya's effect just a reset to 3 during my turn, and the second effect is during my opponent's turn. All of my black Digimon gets 1000 power. So because this is basically a blocker deck, or most of the Digimons will have blockers, so it's just a really good defensive card and messes with the power of my Digimon. So my opponent has to think before attacking, or have to plan ahead in case this card is on the field. Then we play 2 Easy and Joe. So Easy and Joe is one of the great Tamers because why? His first effect is when during the start of the turn, if my opponent has 2 Digimons, I'll plus 2 memory. So it really works really well with Gankoomon. So example, like my opponent doesn't want to put 2 Digimon down, they put 1 because they want to try to play around this Tamer. I spec a Gankoomon down, burn that 1 big Digimon. So it's really good. Like it makes my opponent's choices more difficult to do their plays and so forth. Then his second effect is when a Digimon is destroyed during my turn, a black Digimon is destroyed during my turn, I can rest this Tamer and draw 1 card. So it's basically I get to plus my hand even more. So this deck loves the plus. Then for our options, we play 2 black memory boosts because just say it up simple, look at top 4, get some components we need since we're lacking stuff, and if we reveal insecurity, we get to play it out, and then the next turn we just get to plus 2 memory and do our combo plays with Gankoomon, Alphamon, or maybe even Zord. There's a lot of things you can do. Then the last card we play 1 of the Gankoomon option. Basically its effect is when played, the main effect is kill all of my opponent's Digimon with the highest cost. So example like Jesmon on the board, he attacks, reveal this, okay, kill all the Jesmon on the board. But for like emergency in my hand, if my opponent has too many high cost Digimon and they are too hard to get rid of, pull him down, kill all of those high costs with the same cost. So I just play 1 piece because if you get it, you get it, you don't get it, you don't get it. Pretty much just a one-off card. It doesn't change much of the game, but if it's revealed, it's good. If you don't get it, it's also fine. So there you go. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe. See you next time.